I'm glad the internet is finally collectively realizing that Blueface's behavior when it comes to these women isn't funny. It isn't entertaining. It isn't just him keeping it real with these dumb girls. It's a sociopathic, narcissistic behavior pattern that is very toxic and very destructive. And he should have been canceled a long time ago. He should have been canceled right along with Krishan when the entire internet turned against her, when they realized she was a nut. Instead, the internet enabled, encouraged, rewarded, and made excuses for all of the horrible behavior we've seen him display over the past few years when it comes to these girls. I've been watching this whole circus, or whatever you want to call it, for years. And one thing I've noticed with Blueface is that, one, he knows exactly what he's doing. And two, he does what he does because he derives a sense of pleasure and enjoyment out of making other people suffer, specifically women. I remember the very first time I saw Blueface on the internet. It was a video of him running around his house with his phone out, laughing and cracking jokes, while Jaden and his son, who was like 2 years old at the time, were outside, and she's screaming and having a mental breakdown and banging things into the house. And I remember thinking, like, dang, that's kind of weird. Like, why is her being upset to this degree making him happy? Like, this is weird, but then as the years went on, fast forward a couple of years later, he's kicking her out of the house again.
It's people's clothes outside. Then we got this. Burritos and shit. I don't know. They just had like a break shit-a-thon. Like, so that's just how it went.
Just for us to see Krishan moving in a day or two later. And they tormented that girl throughout her whole pregnancy. Did people ever ask themselves, what did Jaden do to deserve that? Like, what exactly did she do that made him feel like he was justified in how he was treating her and the games that he was playing and the mental, psychological stress that he was putting her under while she was pregnant with his child? And he enjoyed every minute of it. Him and Krishan were kikiing and cacaing, and the internet was kikiing and cacaing like it was funny. And I remember thinking, like, this is crazy. Like, why is everybody coddling this toxic behavior? It's not that entertaining. Then we went through that whole phase where he had Krishan living in his house. She's pregnant, doing all that crazy stuff, drinking in and out of the clubs and everything. And even her, people like to act like, oh, that's the one that he really loves. He was horrible to her. He drove that woman insane. Every time we saw Krishan and Blueface on camera, it was him provoking her, tormenting her, and trying to get a reaction out of her for no other reason than, one, to run up his views, because I guess maybe he was making some sort of money. Even most recently with Nevaeh, again, he goes out of his way to break her down psychologically. Every single time he goes out and does whatever he does, it's like he can't wait to come back and tell her. And he has this feverish look in his eyes when he's telling her, waiting for her reaction so he can feed off the negativity. And I'm like, man, this is crazy. Like, he needs to be canceled. He needs to be canceled right along with Krishan. Both of them need to be canceled. They should have been canceled a long time ago. And it aggravates me when I see all these people subscribing to his Kick channel so that in comments talking about, oh, my favorite show is on again. Why are you giving this lunatic your money? Why are you enriching him? Why are you rewarding this behavior? Yes, these girls are dumb. Yes, to a certain degree, they know what they signed up for. Yes, if you allow somebody to treat you like that, at the end of the day, you do kind of deserve it. But my issue is the double standard. If we can hold these women accountable for the role that they play in all this circus foolishness and all this insanity that we see, them allowing him to triangulate each one of them against each other. And that's another game that he plays. Remember, he used to triangulate Jaden and Krishan all the time. He was in both of their ears, lying to both of them. Had Jaden believing that he was just using Krishan to make money off her because she was so stupid and pretending to be in a relationship with him. And she's, on the internet popping it, acting like, you're just a dummy that we're both using. And he's bringing it all home to me. Meanwhile, he's telling Krishan, I don't really like her like that, posting pictures of her body. Remember he posted that unflattering picture of her behind and had the whole internet laughing at her. And I think Jaden began to realize that time. If you remember that time when Blueface just popped up at the house with Krishan and Jaden flipped out and then they left and got in the car together. And I don't know if you guys remember that video, but there was a video of them on live. I think it was like Instagram or something like that. And Krishan was saying that, me and her had a conversation and, she was trying to tell me, he don't really mess with you like that. And Krishan told Jaden, like, he don't really mess with you like that either. That was him playing both sides. Like, he was telling them both lies. Oh, I'm just using her. Or, oh, that's, I just tell her what she wants to hear because that's my children's mother. I remember Krishan said one time, like, oh, he told me I'm his first girlfriend for real. He ain't never really had no girlfriend before. The girl that you were in a relationship with from the time you were in, middle school, high school, whatever the story is, all those years, that was never your girlfriend. You had 2 children with her, but she was never your girlfriend. Like, this is the type of mind games he plays with these stupid girls, and they fall for it. And I feel like people need to stop enabling. They need to stop making excuses. People call out Carlissa all the time for how she coddles him, makes excuses, doesn't hold him accountable for nothing that he does. She'll flip the script, make everything everybody else's fault. Her son is the innocent one. Her son is the genius. Her son is the this, is the that. He can do no wrong. And I feel like people don't realize that a lot of us on the internet, not me, but a lot of people are doing the same thing. They make excuses for everything he does. Everything is a joke. Everything's funny. And I remember even she used to brag. She used to brag about, oh, he's the only man I ever been with. These other girls can't say that. Like, he had her brainwashed to think like, oh, yeah, I might cheat on you with these hoes and these other girls and everything, but you're better than them because no other man can say they had you and you sit at home all day taking care of my kids, cooking and cleaning.
Did you move on with another man?
No, I was pregnant. I was pregnant and just lived my pregnancy out and figured my life
So
out.
while he's building over here with Rock and doing all that on social media, have you ever left and been with another man?
No, I literally went to my, cave. Like, if you ask any pregnant woman, how it feels to,
He's talking about the whole process.
No,
After the whole process.
No, but, I went to a cave. I went into a cave,
So in the whole 3 years, there's been no other man?
No, I haven't had nothing,
So was that because you were sitting and waiting and hoping and just being a mom? Or was it that you knew this would run its course and he'd come home, where love was real?
Maybe a little of both. Maybe.
And I think she truly believed that until he kicked her out to move Krishan in, who represented everything he said he didn't like in women, everything he wanted to compare Jaden to all this time to try to make her feel like, oh, at least you're not like these other girls. Like, I just used them. You're the real valuable one. Remember how much he used to big up Jaden and talk about how great she was and compare her to Krishan and, Jaden's a good mother, Jaden's a this or that. That was all part of the brainwashing.
Yeah. Are you waking up in the morning with her in your home and then in the evening having sex with Krishan?
Hell no. So I'll probably see Krishan 2 times out of the week, and then I'll be at home for the rest of the time being. And then once she left, I gave her a week, Jason. I hit her up, come back, please, you feel me, come back. She's like, no, I want to go get my own thing, I want to do my own thing. I told her I'd help you, we can put it in our name. She said, no, I want to do it my way. Wait, let me finish my story. My way.
Go ahead.
Jason, the next bitch in, Jason, get in the game.
No, okay.
If Krishan does something wrong, the internet calls her out immediately and holds her accountable. If Jaden does something wrong, the internet calls her out and holds her accountable. Nevaeh, the internet has been holding her accountable for the past few weeks for all the foolishness we've been witnessing. But for some reason, over the years, I couldn't help but notice that when it comes to Blueface, it's almost as if, and I don't know if it's like an internalized misogyny just in society as a whole, but I couldn't help but notice the difference between people holding these women accountable for the things that they do wrong and making excuses for everything that Blueface does and just laughing it off like it's something funny, like, oh, ha, ha, ha. Oh, he's so funny. Oh, I'll see a video of him just humiliating somebody, like just tearing these girls down, and people will leave comments under the video saying like, oh, one thing about Blueface is he keeps it real with these women. I love Blueface. He just keeps it so real. And I'm saying, do these people not realize that this person is severely abusive?
I'm a piece of shit, I know.
I just think society as a whole needs to stop coddling and making excuses for abusive men. They need to call out the abuse when they see it. They need to explain the red flags and signs of people who are abusive. People need to learn about narcissism. People need to learn about manipulation and how to protect yourself from people who use those tactics to control you. I get how initially this whole Blueface circus might have been entertaining, it might have been funny, but I feel like once that baby was born, the way he was born, under the circumstances that he was born under, I feel like at that point in time, the circus stopped being funny. It stopped being entertaining. At that point, it wasn't a game anymore. It wasn't just stupid women allowing a manipulative, narcissistic, sociopathic man to play games with their mental health. Like, I feel like at that point, he should have been canceled right along with Krishan. And I feel like they should continue to be canceled because I see them trying to they were together last weekend and walking around, swinging each other around in the camera, looking all drugged out and crazy. She's running around without a tooth. I don't know what happened to her eyelashes. Like, it's just, Blueface is a sadistic narcissist. Krishan is dangerously insane. Jaden is a pushover, and Nevaeh acts like she's had a lobotomy. As entertaining as this all might be, at the end of the day, every single one of these people need to be canceled. Enough is enough.